Hello again, wrestling fans, and welcome to AIWF Ringside Wrestling, post Daytona 500 edition. Good to have you along with us. I am Mad Matt Carter, being joined by Halls of Famer Brian Danzig and Pagan, although everybody knows now her real name is Reagan, so we call her that on the show. Also, Commissioner Rick Diesel and daughter of Ty Tyson and volleyball champion, I understand, Rose Tyson is joining us as well. And maybe the champion thing wasn't correct, but she does play volleyball, or did.
What'd you do? Kick somebody in volleyballs?
A very underrated, very hard sport.
Yeah, no doubt.
I didn't know you had to play volleyball.
Fan of volleyball in the Olympics. So,
yep. So, hey, any of you high school boys out there listening, show up for the girls' volleyball games. I think you're nice. It'll help, believe me. So
that's right. And think about how flexible you'll be after Ty Tyson pulls your ankles up above your head.
Yes, this does not mean you boys in Surry County. Not a good idea. Don't do that. But anywhere else, just
he ain't no little and
no, he's not. No, he's not.
Disappeared.
Yeah, she's like, wow, okay, they get deep real quick.
She's got to go get her phone. I'm assuming she's gonna let her buddies know. Look, I'm on live streaming.
Yeah, look, Mom, on the internet. So anyway, boy, I tell you what, Capital Punishment, Rick Diesel was wild last night. Brian, you were there calling all the action at ringside. I was there. It was completely nuts. It's probably the wildest Capital Punishment I can remember in recent history. And that's saying something, because it's usually a wild show every year. I mean, ever since 1998, when the show started and the ring broke and Major Havoc hit a Havoc cutter in the hole on Body Count.
I remember that. God bless Elkin.
That was the very first one. And so it's just kind of, it started out wild and it's just kind of stayed that way. And last night it was no different. We've got a new AIWF Mid-Atlantic Television Champion. Gorilla Q defeated Matt Anderson last night. We've also got new #1 contenders for the AIWF World Tag Team title.
And that's the world titles. That ain't the Mid-Atlantic titles. That is the World Tag Team titles, currently held by a team in Oklahoma.
Yep. Well, they are going to be coming up here for the anniversary show, and they will be defending against the #1 contenders, which are Mickey Fulp, No Comparison Joe Harrison, the Sioux Dudes with Attitudes. Yep. Rose is sporting the t-shirt right there. Those are available at all of our live events, so get you one. I love the Beavis and Butthead style. That is so cool. I really do like that. So guys, some other weird things happened we're going to get to pretty quick here, involving some chocolate sauce and a $20 bill. You got that 20 twin.
Somebody offered me what is them things? God bless. What is them little things? Looks like turds.
Tootsie Roll?
Yeah, somebody offered me some Tootsie Rolls today, and I couldn't take them because of that.
Well, we're going to let the audience be traumatized with.
I'm just the
Yeah, I know.
For $20.
For $20.
Really?
I heard somebody in the crowd say $20 is $20.
I don't get it.
Yeah, it was a strange situation there, but we're going to take a look at that here in just a second. I figured it was a good way to kick off the show. So
he said kick.
Am I missing something here? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay, so anyway, that's the cream pie thing caught on, and there was a fan at ringside that had a sign that said #cream pie on it, which you're going to see at the beginning of this video. I ran over there and was telling her, I'm putting you on YouTube, and this will be on YouTube sometime in the next day or two, this whole video, but we're going to show it here first, of what happened after that in this segment with Kevin Phoenix. So I
want to know how Jeff Paul and his herd ended up with the #cream pie sign backstage taking pictures with it.
Oh, I had no idea. I did not see that. Oh,
Yeah, there's a
I know
picture
how
of
they
him
did it.
backstage with it.
They snatched it out of the hand of the fan that had it. That's how
okay,
they
they
got
stole it.
it. He just
Awesome.
flat out stole it.
That's funny. Oh,
Well, ever who made that sign, your sign is getting ready to be an internet sensation.
yeah. Yep. Probably get Jeff Paul kicked off more than one social media platform. So let me know. I'm about to share my screen and hit play. So just let me know if you guys can hear it. And here we go.
Yeah. Oh.
Last time I was here, I made some comments.
All right. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Here we go.
And I kind of wasn't really understanding what I said. I believe the comments were, for his birthday, I was going to give him a cream pie. After looking at the definition of cream pie, I was misunderstood. And I did not mean that. But what I do mean is I'm going to give one of you fans.
And just to clarify real quick for those of you listening on audio platforms, this is Kevin Phoenix in the ring along with TW Rose, who is holding a Stone Cold Steve Austin cooler as Kevin Phoenix addresses the crowd.
A lucky chance to make some money, dollar bill, y'all. Hey, I've got $20 American dollars. I believe you can transfer this to pesos and get about 60, 70 pesos. $20 American dollars that you fans probably desperately deserve because your tax refunds haven't hit yet. So,
And that got the reaction.
who wants
It really did.
Yes,
It
indeed.
hurt.
You want $20? What fan is willing to earn $20? Because this is not a handout like government assistance that you're used to. I've got $20 American dollars that you will come in this ring right now and kiss my foot.
Really getting $1 Million Man vibes right now.
Yeah. Whoa. You got to pick them. Hold on now. Don't just rush the ring.
What was that, Rick Diesel?
That one was going to rush the ring. And
Yeah.
she wasn't going to rush the ring when he said, I give you $20. She was going to rush the ring when he said, I need you to kiss my foot.
Yeah, but you see
I
all
think
that?
we've learned a lot about the people of Mount Airy.
Did you see the silverware in her lips? So that might have been painful for Kevin Phoenix if she would have come down. But anyway, let's pick it up now. If you're listening, there is a lady in the crowd up a little higher in the bleachers with a Fighters Club shirt on, and she has stood up and is smiling like this is all a big joke. But yeah, well, just let's keep.
Will you do it?
Careful what you volunteer for.
Yes.
That's a real 20. That's a real 20.
Now look at this guy.
No, sir, I don't want you.
Whoa.
You're too drunk for me. Damn, $20. No. You can't be over, child. You, $20. Do you want it? Come on down. I'm going to offer you $20.
And here she comes.
Come on down. Come on.
Big grin. She's got all her teeth.
And husband's permission.
Yeah, got her husband's permission.
Hey, here's what
High five from the crowd.
I showered before the event. Come on, there you go. And what is your name, ma'am? Let's hear from Amber. Come on. Now, Amber, I'm a man of my words. $20. But you didn't read the fine print. I have one here, and we're gonna put it on my foot. you're going to kiss it off. Timmy, open it up. Go ahead.
So for those of you listening, TW Rose, Kevin Phoenix, just to clarify in case you couldn't hear, said you're going to have to kiss my foot, but we're going to put something on it. And TW Rose opens the cooler and comes out with a bottle of chocolate sauce that you'd put on your favorite ice cream. So
Chocolate syrup. Now, $20. That's like a half a tank of gas. That's merchandise from some of the terrible wrestlers that sell stuff here. Are you willing to kiss my feet with $20 on it? Yes, say two. Yes, let's hear it for you. Come on. Timmy, get the chocolate syrup.
We do like to make sure we have consent.
I don't believe what we're about to see.
And this is the spring farm.
Sweet, I never got to rub. I'm gonna do this.
I mean, that's consent. She said it twice.
We have it on tape.
It's $20. You've done worse for $20.
I think it was very nice of them to spring for the name brand.
Yeah.
Very no expense for
Oh, man, that toenail. God, don't, that toenail will go through the can.
Come on now, hey, we all done work for $20. I know you all done. $20 is $20. So let's hear it. Let's go, Amber. Come on, Amber. $20. $20. Here it is. Come on.
Thinking about it. Just thinking about it.
I think she's debating in her head, is this going to have negative implications on her marriage in the future right now? But anyway, here we
Hey,
go.
he gave the go ahead.
He did. He told her it was okay. So here we go.
This could be the kickoff to her OnlyFans page. Foot fetish.
Could be.
Yeah. Watch out, cameraman. Let him get to the footage. There you go. He wants it. There you go. He's telling you it's okay. Come on.
He said, babe said $20 is $20.
Just gotta kiss it.
He really got in there too. You can see the chocolate all over her mouth.
Oh, yeah, she got that
That
in there,
wasn't
boy.
just a peck. That wasn't just a peck. She earned that $20.
She did.
Yeah,
She got it.
I think she went outside and threw up.
It may have. It was about 5 or 10 minutes before she came back and watched the rest
I
of the
don't
show.
understand why, if Kevin Cochran has come into so much money, why he's not had a pedicure.
I do not. Well, it looked like he did all but that one toe.
It did. It did. I was up close. I could almost smell his feet. I was up so close. I mean, and it did look like that he just had the one gangly toe. So yeah, it
Hey, man, I have a question.
yes.
Does this make you wish you would have done the foot thing with Don Carson differently back in the 90s?
Look,
Because keep in mind, your foot connected with Don Carson's lips at one time.
yes, it did. But you know why it was Don Carson? It was supposed to be David Webb, but he didn't show that night because he didn't. He was afraid that Don was going to lose that match to Terminator X. And I mean, look, that could have gone either way. You know, we didn't choose the wrestlers until, you know, David chose Don and I chose Terminator X about a week ahead of that. And David Webb didn't show up. And I, you know, after it was over with, Don told me, he was like, it's not your ass that I need to kick. It's David Webb's.
Just so people know, this is not the first time that we have had foot action.
Oh, there was a good picture of that.
You know, he might be interested.
Well, I paid for that because a big fight broke out right after that happened, and I was trying to get my shoe on instead of trying to get out of the ring, and fell victim to Rowdy Ronnie, who was with chains at the time. And I was dressed up like the Insane Clown Posse that night because it was Fright Night, the Halloween show. and I had taken a broom. They had lyrics to a song or something about stabbing somebody with a broomstick or something. So I had took a knife and like whittled off the tip of the broomstick to make it kind of sharp, but not real sharp. And Ronnie tried to give me a colonoscopy with that thing, and that was not fun. It was not. Yeah, that was. Boy,
I think Kevin Cochran, it's too much. He's losing his mind. The money I don't know where he's going to go now. I mean, where do you go from here? I mean, he's been in charge 2 shows, and this is what we've got.
yeah.
I mean, what is
We
he
have
going
took a weird turn.
Yeah. Huh?
We have took a weird turn since he's been in charge.
Yeah, but he did.
I mean, I cannot believe I'm going to say this, but God, I miss Smiling Diamond Dave.
Wow. But now he did make a couple of a good, I thought was an interesting call last night. We found out that at the anniversary show, Jack was going to challenge the AIWF World Champion. We all knew about that. But last night he added Ty Tyson to the match. Now he's saying online that he thinks Tyson's going to get killed in that match. Am I correct, Rick Diesel?
The best I can tell from talking to Kevin backstage, because his whole plan is, okay, you got Jackson Slade, the AIWF World Heavyweight Champion. He is not no tiny specimen by no means.
He's a monster, right?
He's a monster, right? He's a big young'un. And then you got Jax, who is a trained MMA fighter and just a psychopath anyhow. We know that for a fact.
Mm.
I mean, anybody that would go in psychopaths are any man who would go into the ring and give a sob story about wrecking his car, and the sob story he gave is disgusting.
Yeah,
But yeah, keep going. Sorry.
Wow, man, you turned on him. You were all nice to him when he was on here last time 2 weeks ago. I'm mad at him again.
But I mean, think about it. It's obvious that Kevin Phoenix Cochran III, and it takes half a show to say his name.
Yeah.
It's obvious that in his mind, this is how he's going to put Ty Tyson out of wrestling.
Yeah.
It's obvious. That's his plan. And I talked to him backstage, and he told me, he said, after March 5th, that's it. Ty Tyson's done. He said, there's no way he'll survive that match. Wow. And that's his whole plan.
Ty has not been back.
The title. He just wants Ty Tyson hurt.
Yeah.
And Ty's only been back 2 shows, right? I mean,
right.
We don't even know.
From the surgery and everything.
Right.
Yeah.
He's probably not even fully recovered from the major surgery that he just had.
Right.
So yeah, it's probably is when he's at his most weakest, and so it's Kevin Phoenix Cochran's most opportune time to get rid of him. But I don't know. I mean, Ty Tyson is very tough, and I think this could possibly blow up in his face, because if anybody can overcome the odds, it is Ty Tyson.
And it's just difficult to come out to I mean, it's going to be hard.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, definitely.
If I was Jackson Slade, let's just take him for instance here. If I was him, I would try to capitalize on what's going on between Ty and Jack. I mean, it's not a secret how much those two hate each other. And all Jackson Slade's got to do is just sit back and protect his title and let those two kill each other. And then him just come in and do whatever he needs to do to keep that title.
Yeah.
I mean, all he's got to do is get disqualified. Personally, I mean, him and Jack, he can just go off, start beating Ty Tyson with a chair, get disqualified. He's still the world champion and Ty Tyson's injured.
The only thing is, in these 3-way matches, there's usually no disqualifications. I would be interested to see how it's going to be set up, if the stipulation for the 3-way is elimination or if it's one fall to a finish, because if it's one fall to a finish, he's going to have to be involved the whole time, because he could be on the outside, laying on the floor, and Ty Tyson pin Jack and he loses title. So,
Oh yeah, Kevin did not lay down a stipulation, did he?
No,
but I'm sure there'll be one by the match. Surely to God.
Right.
Yeah,
If
Matt-
there's anything weird
yeah.
that
So Matt Classic, if you're watching and you want to shoot one of us a message, if you already know how that stipulation is going to work, please let us know. Because
yeah.
Yeah,
You-
a
you-
three-way match is very dangerous
Mhm.
for the champion because the champion loses his champion's advantage
Yes.
because the whole point of being the champion is you don't have to beat them, they have to beat you.
Right.
But that's not the case in a three-way match. They could one of your opponents could beat the other opponent
You
and
lose your belt.
you still lose your title.
Yep.
And just adding another opponent just statistically makes it more likely that you're going to lose. You're not facing one person, you're facing two.
Exactly.
So just the pure statistics of it, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage.
Yeah, and you can see if you're watching the video feed, if you're just listening, but I can tell you when we get to talking about stipulations and wrestling statistics, Brian and I's wrestling nerddom gets activated to like ludicrous speed, and
Well,
like
it's that old wrestler that gears going off in your head. You know, when I'm the challenger, I'm like, okay, I don't have to beat him. Which one do I want to go after? You know, if I'm the champion, you know, it's like, you know, it's just those gears start going off in your head. You know, strategy and what you're going to do to keep your title or what you're going to do to get that title.
And no offense, I mean, how much of a distraction is Rose Tyson going to be if she's out there during a three-way?
He's quite the thorn in their side. Clara has not minced
I mean,
words with
I mean,
me
she
about.
she gets in Jack. See, you know, she is a big distraction for Jack. You know, and the
I guess
fighter
Jack-
sub.
I guess Jack's gonna have to decide what's more important to him in his mindset in that match, that title or injuring Ty Tyson.
Mm-hmm.
Well, from the way he was talking on when he was on the show before, it seems like he's very focused on that world title. I mean, I'm sure that if he could also injure Ty Tyson in the process, that would be an added bonus. But he seemed very focused on becoming the youngest AIWF World Heavyweight Champion.
Well,
Yeah.
then if I was him, then my mindset would be go to the champ, convince him to work together. You know, it's just the way I would have done it back in the day. Convince him to work together, take out Ty Tyson, then Jack's turn on the champ and take that belt.
Yeah, that's the thing though, is even if you make that agreement, you have to think in the back of your mind, he's going to double cross me at some point.
Yeah.
Because he has to, he either has to defeat me if it's elimination, or he has to prevent me from defeating him or the other opponent.
And
So
if it's first pin and they hurt Ty Tyson, then they're gonna have to decide who's gonna pin Ty Tyson.
Yeah.
But this match has so many different roads it can take.
Yes, it does. And it takes place on March 4th, everybody, just so you know. But Saturday night, March 4th, this match is going to happen at night one of the AIWF anniversary show. Tickets are $10 for the bleachers, I believe, and $15 for ringside. Is that correct? I do not have the poster in front of me. I'm sorry. Ill prepared.
I'll do a little research.
What did that say? Go back.
Oh, well, they're checking out the message.
Great Ty Tyson.
Well, man, we was reading stuff on the chat and on the people making comments in the comment section on the thing.
Have you got anything good you can share with us?
Well, they're certainly on Ty Tyson's side, and the language is getting a little dicey, but I mean, you know.
Okay. Tickets, $10 for the floor, and my phone just died. $5 for bleachers.
10 floor, 5 bleachers. And I think they're going to have 2-night deals, or if you come the first night, they'll have a deal where you can get discounted tickets for day 2.
All right. And
Yeah,
look,
I'm pretty
guys,
sure that's the way they said.
what we're hearing, nothing confirmed yet because we're waiting on Matt Classic to provide us the entire cards. But there's going to be 12 big matches on each card. So, yeah, the ticket prices are raised a little bit, but you're getting a lot more bang for your buck. Typically, we average 6-7 matches, 12 matches Saturday, 12 matches Sunday. So it's going to be.
And I'm still going to say AIWF still the best prices in independent wrestling.
In wrestling, period.
Period.
Yeah, I mean,
for the talent we have.
Yeah. So,
and not to mention the fact day 2 is going to be kept off with that cage match.
Yeah, War Games, and we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. All right, so let me pay some bills real quick. Do some social media plugs, okay? Let's see here. So, if anybody,
you like the commercial? She likes the commercials. You said, "Let me pay some bills." She said, "I love this part."
She likes the commercials. Okay, awesome. Thank you.
We're like the Super Bowl.
I wish I was that entertaining. Let's see. All right. Can you guys see the slideshow?
Yes.
All right. So, yep, we're on Instagram, and here it comes. Love that thing. We are on Instagram. You can search us AIWF Mid-Atlantic Wrestling and Diesel 24/7. Again, AIWF Mid-Atlantic Wrestling. I know it's a mouthful, guys, on Instagram, but it's so well worth it if you get there. We have all kinds of breaking news. And now that Instagram will let me put music to my photos, I am having a ball with the Instagram page. So I hope
I picked up another follower this month.
Did you? All right. I mean, look, you know, you might look at our Instagram numbers and YouTube numbers and think, man, that ain't shit. You know, yeah, so-and-so's got 1 million followers. Yeah, but you know what? We don't pay for advertising. Ours grows all natural by word of mouth. So.
Yeah, well, at the rate Kevin Phoenix is going, I'm sure when he finally does that sex tape, we'll pick up business too.
Yeah, well, that might end up being the end of us on YouTube. I hope that's not the case. But anyway, check us out over on Instagram.
I stress everybody out.
You can follow me on Twitter if you want to. It's Mad Matt Concord. Just be advised, if you say just anything about politics, your ass is going to be gone. And so that's just my warning. But yeah, if you want to chat about wrestling, man, come join me at Mad Matt Concord. And our advertising rates. Talk about ticket prices being low for wrestling shows. Good Lord, man. You can advertise on this show for only $10 a month, and we will get you your money's worth. So if you got like a side hustle, you know, like you do taxes, it's tax time now. You want to put that out there, we'll be glad to help you out. It's just $10 for a 30-second to 1-minute read.
Who's car alarm?
And even if we take a week off.
Go see if somebody's trying to steal a car, you moron.
It's over there.
It went
You're
off.
talking over the copy.
I'm sorry, we heard a car alarm go off. We thought, my God, we don't live in the ghetto.
Well, you know, meth heads move quicker at night. So
Go ahead.
But anyway, the monthly rate is $10, and I know you'd love to be on this program as we talk about cars and meth and people's houses getting broken into and all kinds of nice things like that. And we can throw your name all over these social media platforms. If you're listening, we're on Facebook Live right now as we record. YouTube is where we house the program, where we house the archives. And our YouTube page, AIWF Ringside Wrestling, has really taken off over the last couple of months. Thank you so much. And we've added some new features I hope I can show to you later, because I feel like I need to rinse and repeat on that. And we were just talking about the great action at Capital Punishment Gang Wars last night. And I think I screwed up the slides because this was supposed to be leading into T's Creations, but it doesn't. It leads into Premier Auto Detailing, and they are a fantastic detail service that operates in Mount Airy, Surry County area. They can make that old jalopy just look like it rolled off the showroom floor. If you've got a used car lot, something like that, they do fleet service as well as individual jobs. So if that car you've had on blocks for the last 6 years that belonged to Uncle Lee Otis, you finally got wheels on that thing and got it running, and now you want it cleaned up, these are the folks that you need to call. It's Premier Auto Detailing, and their telephone number for those of you listening is 336-883-5722. That's 336-883-5722. Give them a call right now and tell them AIWF Ringside Wrestling sent you. T's Creations Custom Apparel. They are, let's see, where is my copy for that?
I just got a new shirt from them for Valentine's Day.
Did you?
Perfect.
Did you?
Yes, I had a custom made shirt from her, super fast, perfect shirt for Valentine's Day for my shoot job. Perfect.
Nice. Awesome. You want to show it to us, or it's not available?
I could probably find it.
All right. Yeah, we want to show you. Give
You
the
see
people
what I see, Matt?
a real example. Yeah, Kevin Phoenix Cochran III, old Triple K himself, has joined us.
That's
And,
right.
He hadn't turned on his camera yet. But anyway, while we wait for Reagan to get back with the shirt so she can show us, you can reach
Oh,
Tees
man,
Creations at
thanks,
teescreations22.com or at facebook.com/Tees Creations. They have all kinds of designs and just great stuff. Again, those websites are Tees Creations, just TSCreations22.com, or you can check them out on Facebook at facebook.com/Tees Creations. All right.
Yeah, this is going to ruin my toughness.
Okay.
This
well,
is going to ruin my toughness.
That's all right. L'amazing Valentine.
Llama.
L'amazing. Oh, man, look at this. So hokey.
It was perfect. The children loved it.
Awesome.
Yeah. And so, yeah, if this would have been in the 90s, I would have said, oh, that's corny, but it ain't. It's 2023, and I kind of like
Well,
it.
it is. My job requires that kind of shirt. So.
Yeah. I got you.
Being a
Well, you need to tell the other people at your job where you got that at, Ted. Pass them along.
They don't
Yes.
wear shirts like that.
Oh, they don't wear shirts. What kind of job you working?
No, I don't. That's not my job.
Oh, okay.
They closed that. They closed that one when they built the new road. No, I'm just kidding.
Gotcha.
Like, no, I
Closed that when they built the new road.
you know what? That's a deep knowledge of
Yeah.
a plus.
Got it.
But
Well, look, it's a kind of an inside joke.
it's funny that they got taken out by the roundabout.
But no, I need to start. Yes, I'll start advertising at my school that if you need a shirt, Tees Creations is the one to hit up.
No kidding. All right, Kevin Phoenix Cochran III. He never turns on his
Tootsie
camera
Roll
despite his
Toes.
TV show Tootsie Roll
We call it
Toes.
Tootsie Toes.
He has joined
He
us.
cut that damn toenail.
He does, don't he? Oh, wait a minute.
He
He does-
turned on the camera.
Oh my lord!
No, somebody
It's
offered me
the
Tootsie
pinky
Rolls
nail.
today and I
The
almost
pinky
threw up.
nail's supposed to be long, not the toenail.
So were you tuned in earlier, Mr. Cochran, and able to see the video of the chocolate syrup incident from last night?
Matt, not only have I seen the video, I've been reliving the video all night long, if you know what I mean.
I hope I'm wrong about what I think I know what you
I
mean.
know exactly what you mean.
Hey,
I
if
bet
that's
his
what you
feet
did
still
for,
sticky.
if that's what you did for 20, can you imagine what you do for 40?
I don't even know if it.
Hey, speaking of 40s, what you got in your hand?
Oh,
rock.
bottle.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Oh, he's a
This
he's
is
a
a
vodka
bottle
man.
of New Amsterdam vodka that I've been partying on all night long. Of the success that I've been having with the AIWF commissioner.
Well, I got to give you credit. We were just talking about how you added Ty Tyson to the world title match coming up at the anniversary show. You made another good call later on in the night, which we're going to get to soon. And, I give management crap when I think they need crap. But when you make a good call, you deserve credit for it, too. And I have to say that last night you made a couple of really good calls in my eye. I know you don't care, but, it is what it is.
I think he's just having a different motive than what a lot of people think. I mean,
Yeah, let me go into this, Matt. People will say, Kevin, you did the right thing. You gave Ty hey, that little Rose Tyson?
yeah,
Yes, it is.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, she been growling like a cornered tomcat over here since your picture popped up.
Oh, okay. I'll ignore the child. Anyways, so people are like, Kevin, you did the right thing. You put Ty Tyson in the world title match. You gave him a shot. I put Ty Tyson in it for one reason, and it was to inflict harm on Ty Tyson. I put him in a unwinnable situation. I put him in a situation where more than likely 99.9% chance of him getting hurt, it will happen that night in that match. It's Jack and this beast of a man that we have as a world champion. Do you think Ty Tyson can do it? No.
Yeah.
Do I think Ty Tyson can do it? No. The only person that thinks Ty Tyson can do it is Rose Tyson, and her opinion doesn't matter. So,
okay, no.
all that matters.
No, that's where you got that wrong. Because let's see, whenever you made the match last show, everybody was so excited. Keep in mind, nobody likes you in this company. None of the fans like you. Who do all the fans like? My dad. They have a lot of support in him. The only person who doesn't have support in him is you and the rest of the Fighters Club, which nobody likes. So keep your opinions to yourself because nobody really cares about it. And you and TW Rose. Keep in mind, he stole my name, so I'm the better Rose in this company.
You just
And
got
the rose has its thorn.
A little bit of
Wait,
a verbal
hold on. Now,
joust just broke out.
No. I know. I'm just holding back my reaction and holding back my words because we all know I have a sharp tongue. I've said a lot of terrible things in the last few months about fans, wrestlers, especially women in this business. I do not care. I'll fight a little kid.
Oh,
Watch
after
what
that
you
happened
say.
last show?
Watch what you say. Watch what you say.
Yeah, Kevin Phoenix.
You might be a child, but I'm not a child. I'm not a child, and I'm not afraid of anybody.
Oh,
Hey, I can vouch for that. I've known her 25 years, man. I've seen her go up
could
against
Pagan be coming out of retirement, boy? Watch it, Seven.
Yeah, my shirt might have been
hey.
soft, but I'm not.
Hey, I'm not afraid. Come on and bring it. I saw what somebody would do for $20. What are you willing to do for some Girl Scout cookies, huh?
Oh, shots fired.
God.
Oh boy. Okay. All right.
Hey,
You just had me pick you up 2
I
boxes.
just got my 2 boxes, so I don't need your nasty ass Girl Scout cookies.
Oh.
can't bribe her.
We could get her
Okay,
own.
bro.
We can get our own.
We've got our
I
own.
make good
our
money.
own
I
supplier.
make good money. I don't need your
God
nasty
damn it.
$20.
Oh,
I
look.
can put the cookie on the foot if it makes you feel any better.
Oh,
Maybe I'll get you to lick it off my foot.
Oh, mercy. Okay. Let's see.
I understand that
Right, now-
I understand that may be the most action you've gotten in years from your husband, but I can't do that. So no.
all right. Listen, y'all go to have to get us pushed into a different part of the internet. Y'all ain't careful.
Yeah, no. This is a wrestling
Gonna be
show.
I noticed
Categorized.
he's saying this. He's saying this to us through a camera. He does not say this to us face to face.
Because he's scared.
But he had not. The man has been drinking all night. Okay, give him some slack. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And Mickey Fulp has joined us. Welcome, Mickey.
I joined in right as Kevin was saying something about what about your wife not touching or whatever. I just came in at the wrong time, is what it sounds like.
Yeah.
I
missed the
don't
whole
know
thing.
that there's a right time anymore on this show.
I was kicking men's ass before I was his wife.
That's true.
She was, in her defense, she was kicking men's ass when this whole side of the room over here was probably still in elementary school. So
That is true.
All right, back to wrestling. We had a nice surprise in our main event last night as the Jeff Paul World Order met up with Ty Tyson and his mystery partner, who turned out to be Nate Diamond, returning to the AIWF Mid-Atlantic after all this time. And they had a no-holds-bar. Rick Diesel, Brian Danzig, this was not a wrestling match. It was just a bar fight. I mean, it was one of the most violent. We've seen a lot of violent matches over the years in the AIWF. No doubt about it. Brian, Rick Diesel, Reagan, you've all been in a bunch of them. Mickey Fulp, you've been in a bunch of them. Kevin Phoenix, Cochran, you've been in a bunch of them. This last night was wild. I mean, they used every kind of thing that was not tied down. And look, I know the referee doesn't want to see anybody get hurt, but it's kind of a little biased when you hold the ladder for one of the participants. Just saying.
I feel like that's in the referee handbook because they always do it, and I get it.
Yeah. I didn't want anybody to get hurt, but it backfired anyway.
Paul probably threatened him and told him to hold the ladder.
So the Jeff Paul World Order, so you know who you're looking at here. Here's Nate Diamond off the top rope. That is Sid Meier's he just caught with that neck breaker. And 1, 2, Jeff Paul breaks it up.
Oh.
There is a key moment in this match that's coming up in the next few minutes that involves some seashells and shark teeth.
I heard people talking about seashells, and I was like, what?
Yeah, and so that's why I'm showing this video clip. Folks, if you want to see it in its entirety, you're going to have to wait till it goes up on the ROKU network or probably about another 3 weeks before it goes up on YouTube. I mean, we'll look at all the clips that you want to. We might even make a music video or something of it. But it was just a wild brawl. Brian Danzig, you called the match with Bobby Dalton and Kevin Stryker. What did you think?
Yeah, it was definitely wild. I was, I had seen Ty Tyson and Nate Diamond in matches of this type, the hardcore, barbed wire and ladders and stuff like that. This is the first time I had seen Jeff Paul and his Jeff Paul World Order, any of those guys in this kind of match. And I have to say, I was impressed by their showing. They really, they really went toe to toe with Tyson and Diamond. I was impressed with all the participants in this matchup.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. There's something about the AIWF and the Mid-Atlantic area. It brings stuff out of people that they didn't know was there, like Clara, for instance. And right here we're looking, that is almost the entire RCW locker room.
Yeah. And so let's talk about that real quick, because something I think
kept pouring in.
Yeah, I told Brian I was getting NWO vibes there last night, but this is Ring Wars Carolina. They are a promotion that operates out of Lumberton, North Carolina. They are an AIWF affiliate, correct?
Yes, and they reserved this whole section just for them, for this show.
And so they had been giving lip to all the AIWF Mid-Atlantic wrestlers. They had come there. They were looking for a fight, and James Anthony was their ringleader that night. I believe their promoter was there. And look, James Anthony, he threw a drink in Ty Tyson's face. Let's hang on. Let's see this again. Just a second, because this is going to get rough. Let me back it up just so you can see it real close. Ty Tyson is fighting with Jeff Paul, and James Anthony pats him on the back. Tyson shoves him, and then watch this. Watch this water fly. Watch this. Now, James Anthony is actually encouraging him. But, you shouldn't do that to a guy in the match. Then water to the face. Now, watch this. I thought it was generous of Ty Tyson to do that, to power bomb him into all of them, because I thought he was going to pile drive him on the floor.
God bless.
Yes. So that is a blasting cap right there, guys, and you're going to see more later, and we're going to show you a wild video. But the match keeps going, and I want to let it roll until we get to the seashells. But that kind of talk about, Brian, you were in the room all night last night. I mean, they were very vocal. They were saying some really unflattering things to the fans, to all the wrestlers. I mean, I guess, Tyson had just heard talk in the locker room about what they were doing out there, and he just wasn't having it. James Anthony put his hands on him, and it was on.
Right. And I was very impressed with Tyson. Like he was out there a couple of times, and he was pretty much ignoring that section. They were yelling at him and stuff, and he was doing a good job of not really paying them any mind and concentrating on what he was there to do. But once James Anthony actually put his hands on him, that's when he was like, no, you come in my house and you're running your mouth. That's one thing, but you're going to put your hands on me, and that's where you cross the line. And he's not going to stand for that. And he didn't. So,
well, with all the verbal back and forth all night, I mean, who would, if I was Ty, I would have thought, he's trying to start something. It was on edge.
Right.
Anyhow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right there in the middle of a hardcore match. And then you feel somebody, your opponent's below you, and then you feel somebody tap you on the back. I got to imagine Brian Danzig, Rick Diesel, all you guys that wrestle, Mickey Fulp, Kevin Phoenix, Cochran III. Oh, it's hard to say.
Oh, there he is. I thought he'd passed out.
Somebody had to.
I looked up, the screen was blank.
But if you feel somebody touch your back, I guess you got to figure that a chair's coming or
yeah,
something.
you don't know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hold on. Let me speak to this now. In fairness, Ty Tyson was in the wrong. 100%. Yes, think about it. If a fan throws water on you, you can't pull his ass over the guardrail and throw him back into the crowd.
Yeah, but James Anthony's a wrestler. Look, now here's the seashells. Here they come.
I've never seen seashells in a match before.
And
that was the first time I'd seen that as well. But once I thought about it, I was like, yeah, that would hurt if somebody threw you on. I mean, just you think about stepping on seashells, even at the beach, on sand, getting thrown onto a big pile of broken ones. Yeah, that would be very painful.
Yeah, why spend 50 cents on thumbtacks when you can just go to the beach and get them for free, right?
Hey, now to be fair, I have bought thumbtacks before. They're at least $5, Matt. Okay, let's be
right.
50 cents is very generous. If you can find thumbtacks for 50 cents somewhere, you let me know where you found it at, please.
Well, actually,
I think
but
you
got to buy a lot of them too.
I know you got to buy 10,000.
Right, it adds up.
Well, last time I've been on a thumbtack run was probably 1997, to tell you the honest truth.
That's where you buy 50-cent thumbtacks.
1997, yeah.
Got to get in the time machine for that price.
Yeah, no kidding. So the match went on. We'll have it on the Roku network, the AIWF Network channel on Roku very soon, and on YouTube.
Hopefully, very soon.
Yeah, and if not, on the YouTube channel in a more moderate amount of time. But anyway, it'll be. You'll be able to see it in a few weeks soon, guys. Don't worry about that.
The whole show.
Yeah.
What I understand.
But what a wild show, my goodness. But anyway, that led to what we're going to discuss next, right after I pay a couple of bills real quick.
What's your favorite part?
Yeah, Haley. Rose loves the commercials. That's got me all.
At some point, you might want to, since you have one, I've been in the room here. You might want to address the other tag match from the night. We talked about it earlier, but we actually do have one of the Sioux dudes with us now. So
we do.
We can circle back to that.
Yes, that's some American corporate speak right there. So let's circle back to that. When anybody tells you you're going to circle back to something, they're probably going to forget your question. Don't worry, Mickey. That's not going to happen tonight. All right. So can you guys see the slideshow again?
Yes.
All right. So
yes,
this is probably really annoying for anybody watching on or listening on audio, but sorry, I'm just really not that good. All right. So this is Branch Management. They were our first sponsor. And man, we are so grateful to have them. They are a tree service that operates out of Mount Airy and serves the Surry County area. They can help you with branches that are maybe too close to structures, normal pruning, or complete tree removal. They offer very competitive rates, free estimates, and are here to serve you. So if you have got a tree that's like in the example listed here, where you can see it's close to power lines or something like that, trees can be a liability, because if a tree's on your property and it's not healthy and a branch falls through somebody else's house, that's going to be on you, Jack. So you need to be, trees need to be kept healthy, and good pruning is part of that. So, you know, you reach out to branch management if you got a tree that's kind of sketchy looking or anything, and they can help you with that. And if you refer a friend, you could be eligible for a $100 referral bonus. So they do general pruning, trimming their structures. They remove whole trees. I don't think they do stump grinding, but they do everything else with trees that can be done. And if you want to get in touch with them, all you have to do is dial 336-648-9282. That's 336-648-9282. Or you can call them at 336-320-8994. That's 336-320-8994. But that's not all. Oh, no. They also offer landscaping services, general contracting, gutter cleaning, that type of stuff. And for that service, that's a different number. You can reach out to them at 336-648-2487. And again, this is for landscaping, pressure washing, general contracting, gutter cleaning, that type of stuff. Again, 336-648-2487. And when you call them again, tell them that AIWF Ringside Wrestling sent you. Tease Treats is our most delicious sponsor. Oh my goodness. Best concessions in wrestling. I challenge you to prove me wrong. They operate out of Mount Airy, but are available in most parts of the state. They even can be at multiple locations at the same time because they have more than one truck. They're not time travelers, but they can be at multiple locations at the same time. And they've got delicious hot dogs. They got pizza now. I thought I saw something about stuffed crust pizza.
Yes, I was going to say that, Matt. They've added stuffed crust pizza now.
Yeah, I saw one of the ladies that works the gate eating a slice of that last night, and it looked good.
Yeah.
But I
was going to say something about their deep fried cheesecake, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to kick Kevin's ass if he says something about it.
Well, hey, in his defense, you can get the deep fried cheesecake with chocolate syrup.
I had it with the strawberry. It was very good.
I'm thinking
not ever having chocolate ever again. No chocolate.
I want to talk to them about doing one of their ultimate funnel cakes with what's them things? Tootsie Rolls on it, and call it the Cochran.
Cochran cake.
Little mini Tootsie Rolls with chocolate syrup on them. Because that's exactly what his feet look like to me.
God. And you accuse me of being racist.
Don't talk about disgusting stuff when you're talking about how
you can
good
do a milkshake with it and stick them right around that straw right there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, see, chocolate syrup. That's what his foot looked like last night.
Oh, my God.
Stop talking about his disgusting feet when they're talking about her food.
That straw looks like that one toenail that was stuck out.
He's gonna kill
Oh,
you.
my gosh. There's a picture of a brownie sundae on it.
Y'all leave my damn big piggy toe alone, damn it.
Oh boy. All right. So who wants a glass of chocolate milk now? Let's see. Call 336-755-8204 and ask them where they're going to be at this week. Rick Diesel, the food truck season is starting to kick off again. We've had a mild winter. It's starting to warm up. It wasn't warm last night, but for the most part, it's starting to warm up.
They have a booking on Thursday, but they haven't told me where yet. And so they're going to be going out at least once a week now going forward, and they will be at both days of the anniversary show. So
best concessions in wrestling, and that is Tease Treats.
New Cochran.
Yeah, the new Cochran cake on its way, maybe. Who knows?
New Cochran funnel cake.
If you want to reach out to them, and let me give you that number one more time for those of you listening to this: 336-755-8204, 336-755-8204. And for more information and to look at the pictures of this lovely food, you can go on Facebook.com and just search Tease Treats. Yummy, 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 man. Thank you, Tease Treats, for being a continued sponsor of this show. We appreciate it. Now, all right. So, Mickey Fulp, you were invited. Let's circle back. You were involved in a huge tag team match last night with major championship implications. Had a couple of guys come up from South Carolina, I believe. Let's see. Find the card so I can remember their name.
All worm, no soul.
And I found out what that
like
tag
Kevin
team
Cochran's feet when he don't have shoes on. All worms, no soul.
Yeah, because one of them, when they started wrestling, went by the Worm,
I'm
and
never gonna
the
leave that
other
alone.
guy was a redhead, and you know how they always say the gingers have no souls, so that's how you get the
I
tag
married
team.
one.
All
I
Worm.
mean, by name, not.
Yeah, she's not like a ginger.
Yeah, that's
but
true.
The race of gingers.
God, y'all.
Hey, and look, I'm part Irish too, so you know it's okay. I'm Irish. I can make fun of them. So, anyways, Mickey Fulp, All Worm No Soul, gave you and Joe Harrison all you could handle, man. What a great tag team! But you guys came out on top, and now the anniversary
know.
show, you've got a world tag
This
team
thing
title.
goes on much longer. It's gonna be drunk as an owl.
But and you know, I was surprised to see Matt Classic got All Worm No Soul last night. You know, me and Joe asked, we said, hey, we want to shot the world tag titles. Give us the best tag team you can get. You know, I've wrestled both Joey and Brady multiple times down in South Carolina. You know, I knew all about them, and you know, I knew we were in for a fight, but I'm glad me and Joe were able to pull it out, and now we've got the Psychotic Messengers. I believe that's their name. March 4th. And, you know, I'm a former world cruiserweight champion, so I'm looking forward to adding another AIWF world title to my resume.
Well, we wish you the best of luck. I'm not sure if the executive vice president of the network would agree with that sentiment. But
and you know, I want to see the world titles come to the Mid-Atlantic. Of course, that is what we say. Good for the network. But at the same time, fuck Mickey Fulp.
Okay.
I'm gonna go on record and say I bet Mickey Fulp can hold his booze much better than you can.
Well,
You know,
but
what's wild to me is he's saying that, but last night, who was the only one left in the ring with him, you know, backing him up against the RWC guys? You know, okay, well, I guess I just shouldn't have Kevin's back no more then in that case.
Well, he told us he's been drinking since the show ended last night, so he might have forgotten already. I'm sure it'll come back to him when he dries out. But
hey, I look at it this way. This is a unique opportunity for the Mid-Atlantic. We need to all support Sue Dudes, Mike Tyson, even Jack at this point, because this is a great opportunity for the Mid-Atlantic to bring not one but 2 world titles home. On March 5th.
Yeah, and it's been a while.
I support everybody, even Jack, because as much as I'd hate to admit it, I'd rather Jack have it and it stay in the Mid-Atlantic than for it to leave. And you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And who knows when we'll ever get this opportunity again.
I mean, I've always said we have the talent in Mid-Atlantic, and now we need the belts.
Right.
Hey, but this is where the AIWF started anyway. This is the AIWF, you know, we just have Mid-Atlantic now, but
the origin of the AIWF. The AIWF started in the Mid-Atlantic. This is the promotion that started it all. And to have those world titles, 2 world titles, the world tag titles and the world heavyweight title brought back at the same time would just be unprecedented, and it would do great things for us.
I have some Girl Scout cookies and getting rated right now.
Fucking punch him the next time I see him. Because I'm getting down to fighting weight, so I'm gonna fuck him up.
Well, I mean, I'm just worried about how those cookies are going to taste when they come back up. That is not going to be.
Are those the peanut butter ones? Yeah, those aren't going to be good.
Oh, I don't know if that's a good combination, vodka and peanut butter.
Peanut butter Girl Scout cookies. I don't know about all that.
Well, yeah, maybe he's got an iron stomach. We'll find out. Hey, if he pukes on there, that would be awesome. That would be another AIWF first. You know.
Hey, you know what? I just realized. Hey, Justin Flash just brought up something.
What?
Flash is going for the shoot wrestling, AIWF World Shoot Wrestling title that night.
So it'd be 3.
That's 3 world titles we could bring back. Sorry, Flash, we didn't mean to.
He told me about that last night.
Ignore you there.
I forgot about that. What? But I'm like, what is like that shoot fighting implies like
But that's big in Japan, right? Shoot fighting. That's what a lot of their that's a lot of their titles are shoot fighting, right?
Okay, so strong style or MMA.
Strong style.
Yeah.
So, okay, so I didn't know Justin Flash martial arts. I don't know. I know he knows
That
baseball.
headbutt.
Yeah, we'll see. It's going to be interesting. We got a lot of Mid-Atlantic guys going for it, and it's making me think back like to the early 80s. You know, if you ever watch back to the old Mid-Atlantic, you know, Flair was the world champion. And if he went to Texas or he went to Tennessee or went to any of the other territories, he was hated. But when he came back to the Mid-Atlantic, Bob Caudle and David Crockett also, oh, look, fans are so excited. The world champion is back here. And Flair comes on and he's all like, well, you know, this is my home. This is the Mid-Atlantic area. And I love the fans here. You know, he's completely different. You watch him on Mid-Atlantic and then 2 weeks later see him on Dallas. And he's like a raging bad guy who hates everybody. But when he comes home, that's his home territory. He's all happy. So, yeah, I'd love to see some of the world championships come back
let
here.
Let me ask you, Matt, and I'm gonna toot the AIWF horn here in a little bit. There's a lot of companies that just runs locally that call their belts world titles, even though they may only wrestle, you know, in one building. But when was the last time a true world champion or a true world title? Because it's making me nostalgic now. What God, now I'm excited if this could happen. When was the last time that real, true world titles that had been defended all over the world was held legitimately in the Mid-Atlantic? Was it Crockett?
Oh, before you mean like the NWA days?
Yeah,
yes.
Well, I mean,
the last traveling world champion was Ric Flair, the last legitimate traveling world champion.
So it was the NWA.
No, didn't a Japanese guy had the gold belt in WCW?
Yeah, but I don't.
Right.
Yeah, that didn't really count because the WCW came along about the time all the territories except for Memphis dried up. So,
okay.
Right.
So
okay, I was just saying worldwide, like they would have, but I'm saying it's been 20, 30 years since that.
Yes.
Well, that and the NWA was just in Japan because they weren't allowed to do shows in America.
Oh.
So the NWA was in Japan, but they weren't allowed for like 10 or 20 years. That was part of the buyout of Ted Turner, was that the Crockett's weren't allowed to run NWA for like it was either 10 or 20 years. That's why, you know, once that ran out, they came back to the US.
Oh, okay. So that explains why it was such a big deal when Billy Corgan bought the NWA. Mm-hmm. I have not watched the NWA much since they initially did launch the show in Atlanta and went to YouTube, and then they got too big for their britches and put up a paywall, and that ran me off, and I hadn't come back. So they're back to free on YouTube again, but you know, and I know Ricky and Kerry Morton's down there.
Learn.
Yeah. But anyway, so the last traveling world champion we had in the AIWF that actually went over to different continents is sitting right here, Kevin Phoenix Cochran III. So
hey, wake up.
Snap out of it, Otis. What is this?
I'm just being nice, man. I'm just shutting up over here, and I'm learning from all the history you guys are throwing at me. You know.
Oh man, if we had a history show, it'd be a whole nother podcast. You know.
I could give my Nelson Royal research that I did a few weeks ago.
I can tell my Denny Brown story.
Oh, and Brian could tell us why Ron Rossi thought he had any business critiquing anybody else's fucking match for any reason whatsoever. You know, man, I that has bothered me all week, and I'm telling you, it's. I can't, you know, that for those of you who didn't see, they did a show last week because I was out of town called Bullshirt that was exclusively on Facebook.
Stuck.
Yeah.
Bullshirting.
Bullshirting. And Brian told a story. Brian, you want to tell it again while we've got a bigger panel here because it just stuck in my craw. Oh,
Chris Wyndham and I had wrestled a match, and every time we wrestled each other, we went all out. We had been friends, since before we started wrestling, had trained together, and come up in the business together, and we'd wrestled each other several times, and just every time we just went all out, and by the end of every match, we were just completely gassed out. We were blew up, but it's because we just went until we couldn't go anymore. Well, we it was after our match, we both go to the dressing room and both collapse on the floor, and which it made me feel good because Ben was in a lot physically a lot better shape than me. He was he didn't have an ounce of fat on him, and but he was just as tired as I was, so it made me feel a little better. But yeah, we're both laying there on the cold dressing room floor sucking air, and Ron Rossi comes up, stands over us, looks over, and like, look at these young fellas all blew up, and look, I wrestled my match and I wasn't tired at all. And, and Ben and I just looked at each other, and we both, I could just see in his eyes that he was thinking the exact same thing I was. It's like, yeah, that's because your fat ass got in there and didn't do a damn thing. And we went out there and gave it all we had. That's why you weren't tired after your match.
yeah, because when he wrestled on TV in the Crockett era, we never saw him do any offense whatsoever. He was usually laying there taking a leg drop from Bobby Eaton off the top rope. So, yeah, and so I'm just like,
there's a on YouTube. It's probably still on there. I haven't watched it in a while. Every once in a while I watch it. It was Ric Flair against Ron Rossi, and Flair beat the hell out of him. Like Flair usually even with those guys would it'd be give him a little back and forth. But with Ron Rossi, I mean, I don't know if he just didn't like him or if he was just in a bad mood that day, but he was just wailing on him. Which, because afterwards he gave a promo about how, how wrestling was a serious sport, and there were, I think he was mad about the Hulk Hogan being in Rocky, and and people not taking wrestling seriously. That was, he didn't say it specifically, but that's kind of the vibe he was giving. But yeah, I don't know if Ron Rossi just pulled the short straw that night and took a beating from Flair, but I've never in my life seen Flair beat somebody that bad.
So remember we showed you earlier the incident with Ty Tyson and James Anthony, and this is the follow-up to that. After the match ended last night, James Anthony ran into the ring, and Ty Tyson proceeded to kick his ass pretty much. I mean, would you not categorize it that, gentlemen? I mean, we were all there.
Oh yeah, he certainly did. And then you see slowly but surely the Ring Wars Carolina guys start to come in and attack. I'm sure they were hesitant to start anything, because I'm sure they didn't want the AIWF locker room emptying out on them. But it just reached a boiling point, and at this point there was no turning back. So
yeah, jumped in with both feet. You got to swim now. So, but they did. They proceeded to beat the crap out of Ty Tyson. I don't know if you guys noticed in the video, the seashells are still in the ring. That big pile of seashells and shark teeth. And here comes Mickey Fulp. Here comes Justin Flash. Joe Harrison hits the ring. Pretty much the AIWF Mid-Atlantic dressing room begins to empty out here. And this wild brawl. There's Hunter Rayner with RWC. James Anthony's directing traffic. Look at that. He's right in the center,
Yeah, and if you'll notice, there's, even though Matt Anderson had lost his TV title from Gorilla Q, they're still fighting side by side, putting their differences aside and fighting, against these guys, the Jeff Paul World Order, fighting alongside the Sioux dudes. It's everybody was in the AIWF locker room was put their differences aside to get rid of the outsiders.
Yeah, it's amazing how that can draw unity. Watch this now, though. Speaking of those seashells, watch carefully here. Watch this guy right here. He kicks the seashells, a pile of seashells, into the audience. So I understand you're mad and you're wanting to fight everybody and everything. But here's a little tip about wrestling fans. If you put their eyes out, they're probably not going to buy more wrestling tickets. So maybe you should think about that next time. Don't enter. You want to fight people in the ring, that's great, but don't injure your paying customers, dumbass. So
yeah,
that's just my thought.
Yeah. Just like I was saying, where Kevin Phoenix Cochran was saying that Ty Tyson was in the wrong because James Anthony had bought a ticket. Yes, he bought a ticket, but Ty Tyson knows that he is a trained professional wrestler.
Yeah.
So there is a difference. It's if you know that the person that across the barrier is a trained professional wrestler, then that's different than it being just a regular fan who's come to watch the show. I mean, I think everybody pretty much knew that that Ring Wars Carolina wasn't there just to watch, that they were there to start trouble, and it was just a matter of time before it actually happened. And I'm surprised it took that long for it to happen, actually.
Yeah.
Well, this whole thing with the Mid-Atlantic and Ring Wars Carolina, it's been going for a while, right, Mickey?
Yep.
I mean, Mickey knows more about it than any of us because he's kind of been in the middle of it.
Yeah, it started out at the anniversary show last year as like a friendly competition, between two affiliates when we had a 5-on-5 elimination tag match. I don't think they were very happy about the fact that Mid-Atlantic won that one. So fast forward to June of last year, we go down there to Lumberton and do a rematch. I got a little screwed on that at the time. Me and our commissioner at the time, David Sparks, Smiling Diamond Dave, we weren't getting along too well. He picked my team for me and stuck me with me and Joe Harris with Fighters Club. So obviously, Ring Wars had the advantage in that one. I'm not trying to make an excuse, but you put a bunch of guys that don't like each other together, it's going to be hard for them to win a match. So Dex Carter, the man who is the owner of Ring Wars Carolina, he was in the ring with Eddie last night. He was wearing a nice blazer with the RWC shirt and a hat. He came up with the idea for the War Games this year. Actually invited me down to their show a few weeks ago. Just me. He got me in the ring. He shook my hand and said, "This is friendly competition." I made the mistake. And let me go ahead and preface. I asked Kevin Phoenix Cochran III, if it was okay if we invited them. Since Mr. Carter had invited me down there, I felt it was only fair that we invited them to our show this past Saturday. Well, I wasn't under the impression that just inviting Mickey Fulp and only Mickey Fulp would mean, hey, let's bring our whole entire locker room up to his show and just be absolute assholes the entire time and cause a scene. So it seems that this has gone past friendly competition, and there seems to be some kind of boiling blood feud between these two promotions, and I really couldn't pinpoint why they hate us so much. The only thing I can think of is they came up here cocky as hell at the anniversary show last year and got their feelings hurt that they didn't beat us. So that's kind of where we're at with this whole thing right now.
Well, it gets vocal at this point. You guys have been able to see the video the whole time, right? So,
yeah.
All right. So let's listen. Let me unmute it here. And let's listen, because our executive vice president and commissioner comes in the ring, and things getting more heated on the microphone. Take a look and listen, everybody.
No sound. I don't hear it.
No sound.
No sound. All right,
No sound.
Hang on. I can fix that.
But you know that playing devil's advocate, there is two sides to every story. And I'm sure that the Ring Wars Carolina fans are solely behind them, just like the Mid-Atlantic fans are solely behind us.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that we don't see no wrong, our guys do. They don't see no wrong, their guys do. So, I mean, I don't know what's, like Mickey said, I don't know what's happened. It went from a friendly competition to just an all-out war, hence the War Games in the cage at the anniversary show on the 5th of March. That's Sunday afternoon. So,
And Nikki, do you know what James Anthony's track record has been with his matches in the AIWF? Anybody know?
The only thing I can tell you is if there's a title in the AIWF, James Anthony's probably held it at least at one point.
Yeah.
I mean,
Because I know the past few times he's been in a match, it hadn't gone well, has it?
Well, it's been a while since he's been up. I think the last match he had up here was against Jack for the Mid-Atlantic belt.
Yes, that's correct.
And
they don't go well for many people.
No.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of a reason that he would turn back on a place that he has come and, had matches and not caused a problem.
I think it's just like
Ring Wars is his home.
Yeah,
I think it's just like I mean, that's what the AIWF basically is. It's like the NWA used to be. He was in this territory for a while, and now he's moved to another territory. When you're whatever territory you're in, that's who you're loyal to at the time.
That's your loyalty, yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's right.
So, I mean, and like Mickey said, he's held pretty much every title just about in the Mid-Atlantic. He's been a world title holder in the AIWF. Him and he's won the Don Carson tournament.
Him and Victor Andrews.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I mean, James Anthony's list of accomplishments goes on forever. So
yeah.
So he's just moved on to the loyalty.
He's just moved on to a new territory.
All right. So let's take a look and listen at the rest of this action from this past Saturday night, and then we'll come back and discuss.
RWC, you listen to me.
I'll tell you how to go, hot rod. You want me to tell you?
Bulldog.
Hey, bitch, listen to me. But guess what? Anniversary show, War Games. I don't care how many you bring. We're bringing the entire AIWF army.
This guy coming in the ring, he's the promoter. Is that correct?
That's Nightstick Eddie Brown.
Oh,
the Nightstick sold the company next part a few months. Who's also in the ring with him.
Seems like you have a bit of a mess in Mount Airy. You shut up! So let me just sum this up real quick, because first of all, when I got off my helicopter, that piece of crap mountain y'all call the historical part of Mount Airy, North Carolina, and then I drove down here to my armpit, right here, in this piece of crap building. It makes me this big to bring Margaret, you see, to something like this. But now that we're here, and now we have your attention, shut up. War Games next month. We'll find that part out later. So, War Games, this side of the building. No, wait a minute. That side. No. Definitely not this row. We're going to play about 17 minutes per row right here. I don't care how many people you bring. We're going to beat this guy until he looks like this guy. And then we're going to take this guy until he looks like that guy. So you can have all in one spot.
Burn.
I'm out.
Yeah, I had to give it up. It was pretty fun.
You suck. And the rest of the Mount Airy people do too.
Whoa, don't grab him there.
I know, man.
My
Bulldog
God,
looked
I
like
thought
she was
she's
about
going
to
to gut him like a hog.
You used to hold those in your mouth.
Oh.
You look like it. You heard the man move.
I ain't scared of him.
You heard the man move.
Just hush. Let's get out of
Y'all make that this trip down to Lumberton, North Carolina. It's like I said earlier, you boys ain't gonna see nothing like your games. You boys are bears. And you're about to step in the ring with a bunch of grown-ass men who love to fight, who love to bleed. You saw what Todd Tyson did here tonight. Imagine what he's gonna do to you. But Dex Carter, you better not show up when young guys come and drag your ass in that ring. I'm gonna beat the hell out of you too.
We've ever seen in that War Games between AIWF. All right, we're back. And
The War Games on that Sunday is going to be uncontainable. It's probably a good thing they're going to be in a cage.
yeah. Oh, look at this. This is the last image my camera caught before I shut down.
Oh my God.
Hey, look at
It's
this
like-
lady.
No,
Look at,
wait a minute. It's one of those pictures where the longer you look at it, the more stuff you see.
yes, it's like a Where's Waldo.
Bruh.
All right, see, she's obviously thinking that Doug is about to hit this guy.
Amber looks like she's getting ready to
Amber's
jump
warning
over and
somebody.
Yeah, Bulldog looks like she's about to fight somebody. And one of the wrestlers, the lady right here with the sunglasses on, looks like she's having the time of her life. So I just thought that
Lord
was
have
interesting.
mercy.
I saw the thing freeze right there, and I was just like, man, I got to show
Matt,
that's-
you need to screen capture that so we can post it on the Facebook page and with the caption, "One picture says it all."
All right, let me see.
Be
if I can-
there on the 5th of March.
That thing's so big, I don't know if a snipping tool can handle it, but we'll find
Oh,
out.
I think Kevin Cochran is going to have to take some of those 20s and get some more security for that match.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to work on that later.
I was a little concerned when I saw that Ring Wars was going to be taking up in the entire section C. I was like, okay, but that's
A lot of
that's
guys.
kind of a lot of guys. But then they just kept pouring in, and there were so many of them they couldn't. There weren't enough chairs in section C. They overfilled section C, and I was like, I didn't think they were going to bring the whole damn promotion
Yeah.
with them. I didn't. And when I saw that, I was like, okay, I'm going to hope against hope that they're not planning anything. And I'm like, maybe they're just strength in numbers. Maybe they think they're falling into a trap, so they want to have backup. But yeah, I think they showed up planning to start trouble, and that's exactly what they did.
Yeah, I
And I think
agree.
they were going to do it. I think they were going to do it just by running their mouths, but that wouldn't work. We just, our guys just ran their mouths back to them, and when that didn't work, they actually started getting physical. And they were like, "This is the main event. If we're going to do something, we're going to have to do it now." And then that's when it happened.
And
Was it
Brian,
hard for you to? Oh, go ahead, Mickey. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I was kind of alluding to what Brian was saying. I can tell you, some of the guys in the locker room, like Matt Anderson, they told me, like, I don't know what it is. They were throwing us off. Like, Matt Anderson. I'm not saying Matt Anderson would have beaten Gorilla Q last night. From what I heard about that match, I heard Gorilla Q use some underhanded tactics either way. But you never know. If they hadn't been there doing what they were doing, Matt Anderson maybe could have pulled out that win. But I mean, Matt straight up told me, he was like, I was in the back just checking on him after his match, and he said they threw me off. Like, I was off my game tonight because they were just so. And I'll be honest, they threw me and Joe off a little bit too. I knew they were going to be there. I saw the post on Facebook with where they'd had whole section C blocked off for them. Again, I was under the impression that maybe it would be, Dex Carter and the guys who qualified for their War Games team. I did not think, it's going to be 2 carloads of them pulling up
right
in front of Trista's food truck, which, by the way, when I saw that, as I was walking to grill, I was like, Trista Tyson's about to get on that food truck and beat the hell out of all these boys. My God. I mean, you were blocking her from business right there. I mean, but, I didn't know it was going to be that much. And again, I went down there by myself, did commentary with Jonathan Darwin, for God's sake. That's all I went down there and did. I went down there, shook Dex Carter's hand, did commentary with Jonathan Darwin on the first half of the show, and that was their response to that. And so I'm confused how one thing led to another right there.
Yeah,
right.
It is kind of weird.
I could see that some of the guys were off their game, that the Ring Wars guys were throwing them off, because the thing is, it's one thing to have fans yelling at you or even saying that you suck, that kind of thing. It's another thing to have peers doing that. When peers are yelling, "You suck," this match sucks. It's like it hits differently when it's somebody that or other wrestlers saying those kinds of things versus just the fans.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
I don't
funny
know
that, those guys were saying that to me. They specifically during my match were saying Mickey sucks. Well, I've wrestled about half those guys and beaten about half those guys. So
right.
What do they say about them when they say I suck?
Right.
I think it was all psychological. I give them credit for being all psychological in that. They come.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you gotta
game.
Yeah.
And it worked.
Give the devil his due.
But let's just be honest. I mean, I've been through Lumberton a few times, and nobody from down there needs to be calling Mount Airy a shithole.
I said that on the commentary. When they started trashing Mount Airy, I was like, "Give me a break. You're from Lumberton. Come on."
Hey, I went down last time I was down there. I thought I was going to get mugged. So
yeah, I mean,
it's a rough. It's actually one of the most dangerous cities in North Carolina.
Yeah,
so and that's one of the things about that's, I sat down and I thought about this morning. I was like, this is a tale of 2 different just places, not just the wrestling, not just Mount Airy. Everybody thinks of Andy Griffith and Mayberry. When you think of Lumberton, you think, well, hell, am I going to get out of here alive?
It's almost like 2 different cultures.
Yeah, it is cultures, and maybe that's what this boils down to, and they're calling our building a piece of crap. It's like, well, I've wrestled down there, y'all. No offense, hey, it's a nice setup, but can't call our building a piece of crap when y'all are in a flea market. I mean, it's like, come on, but that's independent wrestling. There's never really any nice buildings in independent wrestling. I mean,
yeah.
But and again, they have a great setup down there. I love their setup. Ring Wars has got a great setup, but I don't like what they're doing right now to us, and it's pissing me off. And I'm ready for War Games.
Hey, I appreciate our building. They treat us so good there. And I have had some of the biggest names in the business tell me to my face that that's one of the best set up buildings they've ever wrestled in ever.
It is.
Independent circuit. And two of those was Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson just last August.
Yeah.
Talking about how awesome that building was, what a bad seat in the house. And they loved the layout.
Yeah.
And we love that building. But
it's so easy.
I was at the Pizza Hut in Eden back in the 90s.
So was I.
Who else was there?
Oh, that was one of the first shows I ever went to.
Was you there?
Or that bingo hall where Kevin Stryker knocked out all the lights in the ceiling.
That was Bassett Community.
Top rope.
Was that Bassett Community Center?
No,
knocked
that was
himself?
bingo hall.
No, it was a bingo hall in Eden.
So he had another head injury related to a low ceiling. Okay.
It was a suplex and they hit the light.
Oh, yeah, it was a suplex in Eden. Or
it was Kevin Stryker and Robbie Evil, I think it was in there.
The Bridge Street Bingo Hall.
There it is.
There you go.
There
you go.
And the Pizza Hut was an outside show, and we all had to dress in the woods. We just picked a tree.
That's right. That's right, because we couldn't use it anywhere. They didn't have room for us anywhere.
They didn't have room for us inside, so we just all picked a tree. That's where we dressed, and we come out of the woods and had a hell of a show and a good crowd, and everybody loved it.
Yeah.
So
get me coming back.
Wrestling, you take what you got, by God, and you work with it, and you make it awesome. Yeah. And that's what we do, and been doing it for 31, by God, years.
Yeah. How long have you been in business, Ring Wars? Just wondering.
They have been, I know it's been at least 20 years because I was on their 20th anniversary show back in like 2019.
Yeah.
So not much.
Oh, they've been around. They've been around quite a while.
Ring Wars has been around for a while too.
Going back to James, it hurts more when it used to be somebody that was part of your family.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. It's one thing when it's the guys that you don't know, but it's when it's one that you did know. Yeah, who turns his back like that? Yeah,
it does. I think it hurts more.
Yes, it definitely does.
Pisses you off more.
Yeah. So go ahead, because I'm going to switch gears here before we wrap up. Because
I was just going to say, just alluding to that. Yeah, I've spent not only many minutes in the ring with James Anthony. I've spent plenty of time in the car with him. I've spent plenty of nights in hotels with him. So to see our friendship kind of just break down over this company rivalry it's just ridiculous. And I kind of hate it. I hate that it's come down to, well, we have to set up the cage and have a War Games match and beat the shit out of each other for 30 to 45 minutes. But, fun fact, I think I kind of announced it last night. Ty Tyson's going to be doing War Games with me. He specifically said after last night, he said, yeah, I'm in. I don't give a damn. Me and Ty Tyson are actually undefeated in War Games matches. So, I mean, we kind of I just want to throw that out there. We got that going for us. I mean, I'm just saying.
Cool. All right. So thank you, Mickey Fulton. Now we want to switch gears real quick because we're always talking about sponsors and everything. But here's something that we at AIWF Mid-Atlantic want to get behind. Rick Diesel, this is the website that you were sending me earlier. It's called tigersrescue.org. And kind of explain to us what they got going on here.
Well, what happened is earlier today, Ginger and I walked out on the way. Ginger yelled for me, come here. And I go, and there was this injured cat on our front porch, had 2 broken legs and looked like it'd been hit by a car. And it was on our front porch trying to eat the dog's food. Mm-hmm. So it wouldn't let us nowhere near it. And we got it, we fed it, got it some water. And I Googled pet rescues and it led us to this group here, Tiny Tigers Rescue, based out of Mount Airy. And they told us, get the cat and bring it to us. And they met us today on a Sunday at a vet here in Mount Airy. They took the cat in and they're going to fix it up and get it adopted. We don't know what happened. I know the cat was in it had to have been in pain because its legs was broke. And I got to talking to the lady that was the volunteer that come and helped us, and they was telling us about how, you know, that they're all volunteers, and they all and this is cats only, you know, because everybody loves dogs, everybody gives the dogs, but you know, cats are kind of left behind. So me and her got to talking, and we come up with a deal where AIWF Mid-Atlantic is going to start partnering with Tiny Tigers Cat Rescue. We're going to put out donation jars at the shows, and we're going to do what we can to help these great people take care of these lost and homeless cats. Mm-hmm. So it made me feel good to know that, you know, we can do this for them. They're literally, you know, like I said, they're based out of Mount Airy. Ah, look at that. So, and we're gonna do this for Simon. How's that?
Oh yeah, because I broke Rick's heart with my. Well, we're not on the camera, but with my shrine for my 20-year-old cat passed away.
But anyway, yes. So if you come to a show and you see the jar out for Tiny Tigers Cat Rescue, drop some spare change in there, because we're going to start donating from AIWF Mid-Atlantic to Tiny Tigers Cat Rescue to help feed these cats, because they get a lot of cats in. They was telling me some really sad stories about cats that had come in and been abandoned, left, you know, cats and kittens left out. And like I said, everybody loves to donate to dogs. Well, we're going to fight for the damn cats, by God. and we don't care that in wrestling, the cats will run off the rats, but that's okay. We're going to fight for the cats.
All right. Let me just real quick here before we crack any more one-liners. If you'd like to make a donation to them, you can do so on their website. It's tinytigersrescue.org. They have a thing you can use PayPal, but if you want to mail them a check, you make it out to Tiny Tigers Rescue and send it to P.O. Box 207, Toast, just like Toast You Eat, North Carolina, 27049. Again, that's Tiny Tigers Rescue, P.O. Box 207, Toast, North Carolina, 27049. Is there ever going to be a show called Fight for the Damn Cats where we
Hey, I'm kind of glad we done
this.
There's
Simons. There's Simons.
Yeah.
I'm kind of glad we done this at the end, because all that tough talk that Reagan's been talking through all the show, and now we brought a tear to her eye.
With my cat memorial, with his ashes and his paw print.
And just so people understand, like, I myself am more of a dog person than a cat person, although I like cats just fine. I think they like me because I leave them the hell alone. And I understand that if they need to be petted, they'll let me know. And so that's a good thing about cats. They're really low maintenance. But what the lady is saying, what Rick Diesel is saying, is accurate. I have heard that from the shelters down here in Cabarrus County. They always are running short on stuff for cats because people, you know, just it's their inclination to buy dog toys for some reason, get dog food, all that kind of stuff. I think dogs are more popular, you know, if you had to, you know, stack them up. I don't know. You know, the age-old question, which is better, cats or dogs? Everybody thinks something different, but they do have a real big problem in just about all animal shelters with getting supplies for cats. So it, you know, think about that next time you want to donate to a shelter, kick them up some cat stuff. They'll appreciate it. That's for sure.
They need food. That's their biggest thing is food.
Really?
Keep them fed. So donate to them so they can keep the cats fed. I seen cats at the shelter, at the rescue today that had, you know, another cat, and I had a cast on its leg, and I mean, you know, so it's just let's fight for the cats, man. Let's cat fight.
Cat fight. Blake, where are you?
We ain't going to Thomasville to do it either.
Yeah, he ain't got to drive all the way to Thomasville.
Chain on the door.
We doing a fundraiser. That's what we'll call it. AIWF Cat Fights.
Yeah. Yes, that would be a big hit. I bet you that show would get about 10,000 hits on YouTube. I want that one. Since it's a charity show, I call dibs for it on the YouTube page over the network. AIWF Cat Fight. Yes, sir. All right. So, but anyway, folks, that's about all the time. We've really gone long tonight. So let's get out of here. We've still got more to discuss from Capital Punishment. next week and leading into the big anniversary show coming up in just a couple of weeks. WWE had a big show in Montreal last night, Elimination Chamber. All kinds of craziness went on there. And
New Japan had a big show.
Who?
New Japan
Yeah.
had a huge show last night.
Was it the Wrestle Kingdom?
Mercedes Monet made her debut and won their women's title.
Yeah.
Who is formerly known as Sasha Banks.
Yeah, the boss, which I always thought was cool that she used Magnum TA's moniker, but evidently she didn't know that. But anyway, and it was cool to see her on The Mandalorian, and now she's wrestling in Japan. So good luck to her. Yeah, it was a big weekend for sports in general, wrestling too. We got more to talk about next week, and we will certainly try to touch base with all of it. So any final thoughts before we go, panel?
Fight for the cats.
No,
Is he awake?
Kevin Phoenix Cochran III appears to be in sleepy time land now. So
what is he gonna do when he finds out she turned the camera on?
Oh, I don't know.
Whoever he is.
Anyway, all
Probably
right.
that lady that lifted his feet, maybe.
So for Kevin Phoenix Cochran,
right now.
So for Kevin Phoenix Cochran III, I'm gonna whisper so we don't wake you. Mickey Fulp, Brian Danzig, Reagan, Rick Diesel, Rose Tyson, I am Mad Matt Carter. Thank you so much for tuning in to this week's AIWF Ringside Wrestling. And for those of you listening on the podcast, we just got a glimpse of Kevin Phoenix picking his nose while he was asleep.
He's going to eat that with some chocolate syrup.
He's going to be internet famous, and he just woke up. So, all right, we'll see you next week, fans. And until next time, so long for now. Good night, everybody.
Nice.